we go running in, and me and my buddy Vance, we run off to the side, and there was this one big fat guy that's like coming in, and I ran and I shield bashed him with everything I had. But all it did was like he tipped back and like kind of spun to his side. But then Vance came in on his other side and hit him again.
Nice.
And then this time, now he's like twice hit, and I hit him again and like took him to the ground and laid on him. And then Vance laid on him, and I was like, man, this guy's holding pretty still. This guy's pretty cool with what we just did to him. Fuck yeah, good for him, right? And then
good for him.
And he's like, hey, can I just get comfortable? I think I got knocked out. I was like, oh my God, my dick is so hard.
Is anyone else this erect? Welcome back to another episode of If This Doesn't Work, the most mediocre podcast in this neighborhood. Today, we have Baltimore native, comedian, proud geek, musician, and the guy from that one mattress commercial. Yeah. Tommy Sinbazo. What's up, brother?
How's it going? I've only gotten recognized for that mattress commercial once. Well, like, besides people that didn't know me. Like, I worked, I dropped my girlfriend at work near this Royal Farm near the airport. And one time I stopped in just to get, like, something to drink. And the guy behind the counter was like, were you in a mattress commercial? And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to remember that, right? Good for him. So the way I found you, actually, I was scrolling on the internet, you know, as one does, right? And I completely accidentally stumbled upon this website, hotbussi.com.
Well, you must have spelt it wrong.
And it turns out there's a band. You're in a band.
Yeah. We had we're at our 2-year mark, maybe 2.5. But my buddy Eric Woodworth and I, we've been doing these comedy murder mysteries for like over 10 years, right? Ooh. And we even did a 2-week tour of the Middle East where we hit 5 countries in the Middle East. And Eric,
you were in Kuwait and stuff?
Yeah. We've been to Kuwait, and my buddy Eric, he started as a musical comedian. Like, he started 5 years after I've been doing stand-up for 20 years.
Yeah,
right?
Veteran.
And he's been doing it maybe 15. And when he started as a musical comic, I was like, dude, put that fucking guitar away.
Yeah,
nobody
as comedians do.
No one respects you. And then he joined these murder mysteries that we were doing. So we're doing murder mysteries together. And we go overseas, and the guy that took us over there, Rob Mayer, was like, just to pass time while we were in Africa, he was like, hey, Eric, you sing? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, Tommy, do you sing? I was like, well, I've won a karaoke Grammy Award. I mean,
nothing huge.
Yeah. And he was like, well, why don't you guys sing me something? And I was like, okay. And I was like, Eric, do you know Weird Al? And he was like, yeah, I know Weird Al.
I love it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I call him Weird Albert.
Yeah, pretty close.
But we picked a song, and then we started singing together, and we were hitting natural harmonies, stopping at inflections. When we were done, Rob Mayer was like, this is a thing. Like, you guys should be doing this.
Wow.
So then in the murder mysteries, whenever he would write one, he would write a part where Eric and I sing together. And from that, we started calling ourselves White and Nerdy, a Weird Al. We would call ourselves a Weird Al cover band and never acknowledge that the original songs exist.
Yeah.
And then from that, we started booking, like, the DC Comedy Festival. The guy, Eddie Lawls, was like, hey, I booked you and Eric to do a musical thing. And I was like, well, you got to write a musical thing then.
So you didn't even have a musical thing?
We didn't really have an act. Wow. We would just do stuff in the murder mystery.
Right.
And then... So we wrote it. We had like a couple songs that we wrote together, and then we were on mushrooms at a convention.
Squad.
And we were like, hey, we got to name this band. And the last
why not the White and Nerdy?
Because there was within the Die Laughing Productions, there was a difference between White and Nerdy and Amish Paraguys. They kept it kept going back and forth between that. And I was like, we don't do any Weird Al songs.
Yeah. I mean, it's not appropriately named.
We're more like an acoustic guar. So,
acoustic guar is hilarious. Imagine them at the acoustic sessions, like on one of those white box sessions, tiny desk shit. Yeah.
But so Eric was like, let's call ourselves B.U.S.I, because we love the word Bussi.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah. And then we thought, like, no one will know what Bussi means. But then they wouldn't say it. Yeah. They wouldn't say it on 98 Rock. There were places that wouldn't let us put it on flyers. So then we became the Bionic Universal Super Soldiers Incorporated, which is just B.U.S.I with an I.
Okay, so it started Bussi as Bussi.
It's straight up boy Bussi.
Straight up boy Bussi. No, there's no getting around that one. So you know what? Because I remember when so the radio sometimes doesn't know. Remember Lil Jon did the ski,
yeah,
and that's coming.
Yeah.
But enough white people didn't know it.
Yeah. We thought white people wouldn't know.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Straight white people wouldn't know what Bussi was.
Yeah, it turns out.
It turns out.
And now it's a pretty hot term. I mean,
everybody loves Bussi.
Everybody loves Bussi.
But yeah, so then we started doing. I build shit all the time. That's my autistic power, is building things. And so I made a robot arm for myself. I have a cybernetic arm. I gave Eric
You didn't bring the fucking arm?
No, I didn't bring
Get out of here.
Told me. Sorry.
Dude, that's sick.
Hold on,
give
me a minute.
Yeah.
And then Eric has a light up leg. And
that you built?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And then I bought him these laser eyes. So we'll see. But then...
That is a sentence I don't know if I'll ever hear, We'll see.
But we ended up... we recorded a special at Magooby's, right?
Did?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did record,
awesome.
and it's an acoustic act.
The Transparent?
Yeah, and we call ourselves it's a crowd work musical comedy act. The songs are always the same, but the crowd work in between is always different to get to it. And then we wanted to record a studio album. So we were like, he was like, hey, I have a drummer buddy that I've had. He's been in band since we were kids. And so he was like, okay. And I was like, hey, I got a buddy of mine that plays guitar in a band. And my buddy, we call him Happy. But
is he sad as shit all the
time?
No,
I met this guy in line at the midnight release of Halo 3.
Sick.
And we went home.
Sick origin story.
His gamer tag was Captain Happy. So we would always call him Happy. And then so all of my friends that know him call him Happy, and all of his friends call him Mark. And he's like, yeah, I'd rather people call me Happy. So, but Happy's one of those guys that are like, hey man, can you do a guitar solo here? And you'd be like, oh, like this?
Right, just nasty.
Okay. So then we moved Eric over to bass. So now we have a full electric 4-person band
That's crazy.
For the studio, right? But then we got booked a gig.
Thanks to Rob Mayer.
Yeah,
just being like, thanks to that one comment.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how you look back and go
yeah, it's all because Rob was like, hey, I'm bored. Sing for me.
Sing for me. Dance. Yeah.
But so since, remember MTV had MTV Unplugged?
Yeah, of course.
And they would take electrical bands and they would make them use acoustics. Well, we're an acoustic band that's now going electric. So we call it Bussi Plugged.
Bussi Plugged.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
No double entendre there.
I mean, it's just incredible. I wanted to we will get back into the band, but that is incredible. Incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, I was gonna say incredible is an actual word, so let me stick with that one. That's awesome. So Bionic, Universal, Super Soldiers Incorporated.
Yeah.
Please go check out some Bussi songs. Are you guys on Apple Music?
Not yet. So tomorrow we're doing our last studio session, finalizing the vocals for the first album.
This will be the first?
The first. We've already have 2 songs written for the second album, and that's just a process of us. Right, like our latest song, Gas Station Dick Pills. Oh, man.
And you may have heard others like MK Ultra Into You, which is one of my favorites. MK Ultra Into You or Delete My Search History. I mean, these are bangers.
History. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We call ourselves the Banger Factory.
Yeah.
But we did, 98 Rock had us as the house band for their
the Polar
Bear comedy show. And so we did a full, now with our stage act, Happy was like, he came over and like since I build shit, there's always like half-finished projects around my basement.
I love
and
that.
He picked up this robot mask that I had that has LED eyes that you can change. And he was like, oh, what's this? And I was like, well, that's your new mask. Or you're going to wear that while you play guitar. And
that belongs to you now.
And our guitarist, he has a harness that has a music activated arc reactor in his chest.
What the fuck?
I made it so that the harness has LED strips that go off the music too. So as he plays it all, do.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I got us all rigged up
like Robot Gwar almost, you know.
Well, you gotta have a gimmick.
That's sick though, and it's obviously one that's natural to you because you're a builder. It's not like
yeah. It's all stuff that I was It took me like 2 months to build this harness, and then wiring it was a bitch. And then I figured out that there was a short somewhere in it, and then I had to track down the fucking short.
Yeah,
and it's all because
I'm an electrician, so I know all about these shorts.
I'm not good at soldering.
Soldering some motherfucker.
I love to just sit and you smoke up, put some music on, and just solder.
Just melt things. Yeah.
Oh, man. how it smells like fat people.
We like to start each episode by can you tell us the first and last name of who you lost your virginity to? Mike's gonna pull her up on screen.
Yes, I can.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're ready to just
Yeah,
stalk
I don't
someone.
care.
I have her address actually still. I check in on her.
I
No.
will say this though, that we had she broke my heart. Cheated on me with 5 guys. I left after the 5th
Wait,
one.
at once
No,
or separately?
It was all
What
right,
the fuck?
next time you do this. And then it's 5 guys later. All right. There's a restaurant named after how many people you fucked. But she
Your first love?
Yeah,
That's
she was my
brutal.
first love. Yeah,
That's like that'll send your trajectory as a human being.
yeah, I'm a pretty trash human being.
I mean, fuck, bro. Really though, like people underestimate how like a broken heart, and especially the first one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
hate
her-
that bitch or what?
No, I don't hate her because
Good.
like she's fat and gross now. So, but like
God
she came,
hates her.
It was something like 10 years later when I was like a gym rat, and I was like, they used to call they had a nickname for me and my buddy called the No Neck Guys because it was like
You were yoked like that?
Yeah, we were like
That's sick.
huge. We were taking stuff that was getting baseball players removed from the league, and
Playing no sports.
yeah. But she messaged me. It was like the dawn of social media. And she was like, "Hey, we reconnected."
She came crawling back, bro.
I talked to her on the phone. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down to like 210, because I'm like cut." And she was like, "Oh, I'm 210 too." And I'm like, "You're 5'2". She was like, "Yeah, I can't really stand for that long before my knees start hurting." And I was like, "Ugh."
Jesus.
But then I invited her to this birthday party of mine, and she came and
Why?
to show off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Yeah, so this bitch could see how
Yeah.
good I was. Yeah.
So but I didn't expect her to go around and start telling everybody she was my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and
Oh,
she just going up to people like, "Oh yeah, Tommy's my ex-boyfriend."
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God.
"Tell them 10 years ago."
Yeah, yep.
What are you doing?
Yep, I've done that where I've had sex with somebody a long time ago, and now it's so bad, right? But they're quick to say,
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
by the way."
Yeah.
It's like, well, hold on, we were different people at the time.
I also right after high school, I was hanging out with this girl that I knew she had a crush on me, but like she was my only in to like another group of friends, and I knew that if like I had started dating her, that it would make it weird, and I would lose this whole group of friends.
Gotta
So
think logistically.
Yeah. So we kept it casual, and I was very nice to her. But then recently, I found out she has now transitioned into a guy, and so now I would have to be like, "Yeah, this is my ex."
Oh, right. Yeah. Things changed that much.
Yeah.
Things changed
Yeah,
that.
Tommy's my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. And you go, hold on. You gotta tell them the rest.
There was that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm like that.
I didn't see it.
Larry David, this one, some person comes over to this house and he was like, "Larry, it's me," and he was like, "I'm sorry, it's Sasha. I used to be Sasha." And he was like, "Sasha, but." And he was like, "Oh, we had a great weekend." And then, this now man was telling
That's
his
just
friends.
so bizarre, right? Yeah, like, no.
Well, whatever.
Let me ask you, what were you listening to on the way here?
Oh,
I feel like
man.
that's always very telling. It could
That-
be,
I put on my snowboarding playlist. So it
the
was
fuck is that?
a lot of heavy stuff.
okay.
I sang along to some Monster Magnet, Space Lord.
Okay.
The Space Lord, mother. You know that song?
No, I'm shaking my head
Oh,
like
man.
I do, but yeah, no.
That's a good song.
Write 'em down.
Some Loser by Beck.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you are a music guy, though. When you're
I
riding
do.
around, you're
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah,
music. It's
I like, and I'm getting into heavier stuff. Like I just started, now I'm a host for this. I'm the MC for the Whackin' Open Air Mid-Atlantic.
this is too many words.
tournament.
This is
Yeah,
too many
yeah,
words already.
Yeah. Well, they just call it whacking,
Okay.
but it's
Why
I'm
is
like, guys,
everything
this
said
isn't-
innuendos with you, bro?
guys, this isn't better. We trimmed it down to whacking.
So what is that? Yeah.
So apparently back in the 90s in this town, Wacken, Germany, they had a one-day metal music festival, right?
Sick.
And since then, it's grown to a 4-day metal festival where over 85,000 metalheads will come from like 90 different countries.
That's badass.
And so what they do is they have a tournament where 4 bands. Bands will compete until you're left down to just one band from your area that goes to the finals in New York, and then they compete. And then if they win, they get sent to Wacken to perform in Germany.
And you get to host that.
And I get to host it.
That's sick.
So so I've been wearing I have this brass skull that I printed and like a nice outfit, and then I get out there and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, you can do a lot with your voice, man. It's like, yeah. I've heard you scream too. Like you gotta.
I got my gutturals. You guys know how to do gutturals?
No, teach us.
You want to learn how to do a guttural?
Oh, dude, I would love to.
So
if I could do gutturals, that's how I would order my Starbucks. I think. I don't think I'd ever not do it.
I want women to learn gutturals so that they can do them during sex.
Yeah.
Like if you're hitting them good and they're like.
They hit you with a fucking slaughter to prevail growl. Yeah.
So what you do is you exhale, like a sigh, like. And you find that rattle.
As soon as that starts to rattle, good word.
And that's what you put power behind, and then give it like a U, like you're saying you. Yeah, and that's how you do gutturals.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, and then fry scream is up the other top side of it, where you go up and you're like.
Oh, I like those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those too.
I got to work on, and I even got I took lessons. There's a guy on YouTube. He'll $70 an hour, and he'll
YouTube's free.
Not YouTube, Instagram.
Okay.
But I saw his videos and I was like, hey man, can I get a lesson? He was like, it's $70 an hour. I was like, that's fine.
Because you can fuck your voice up. You can fuck your vocal cords up. People don't understand. That's a dangerous thing to do.
Especially, and then gutturals, it's different than singing because it's more of an exhale. So like when you hear them and they're like, and it gets to a point where it's like, I'm out of breath.
Right, you're releasing all of your air.
Yeah, and if you're not doing it, if you're doing it like you're singing, your throat just gets all torn up.
Yeah.
I've done it on the way to like comedy shows down in like Southern Maryland, where I'll do my vocal warm-ups and then I'll do gutturals the whole way. And then I get there and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I misjudged.
Did the lessons help though? You felt like they were worth it?
So I had already been looking into how to do gutturals, right? So I was like, he was like, all right, so first you exhale, and then we got to that part, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's like, and he was like, yeah, okay, you got that, you did that, all right, and I was like, well, can you help me with like fry scream? And he was like, sure, and I was like, is it like this? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
But then what he told me to do
You can send me half though. You can send me 35 back.
Yeah. But he was like, what I want you to do is practice so that you can just drop right into it, where you don't have to think.
Yeah.
You just go, where you're talking.
You're not doing the steps.
Yeah. Where I still have to do this physical, where I put my hand down so that I know where to.
Right.
I don't know where to get it from. But yeah, so I want to get with him and talk to him about. I want to do mids. Like a mid scream, because there's gutturals are low, your vocal fries, your fry screams are up high, but then that mid area,
no Goldilocks range.
I want to get in there, so I can go to karaoke.
And you grew up in Baltimore?
I did.
How's
grew
that?
up in Lakeland, which is it borders Westport and Cherry Hill.
Great.
Yeah, which means you don't own a bike for more than 6 months.
That's the neighborhood's bike.
Yeah. It was a rough neighborhood. Like I counted up once, and I was at least in one physical altercation at least once a year from kindergarten to 12th grade.
No shit.
Yeah. And it was just rough.
You have siblings?
I do. I have a sister that's 14 months younger.
You like her?
No, I do not.
So fast?
Don't get that.
No, I do not.
You mean my sister with the street name TT?
TT.
No, I don't like TT.
TT from Lakeland?
Yeah. You wouldn't know her. You're white.
Too white for that, brother.
Yeah.
You're too white to ride this ride, partner. Both parents?
I do have both parents.
Did you have them both growing up?
Yes, up until I think end of senior years when they separated.
Okay, so for your childhood, you were growing up with both parents. How was their relationship?
It was good up until my senior year.
Apparently, shit went real bad.
Well, once
year.
my sisters once she ran away for 4 weeks.
I assume she was
has
14. Some struggles with addiction and stuff.
Now, well, no, not really. Like she'll smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
But definitely, you know how like there's like the white people that put on that affectation of black culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Code
word that
switching?
starts with a W that we're not supposed to say.
Oh, are we
anymore.
not supposed to say? We've been doing Mount Rushmore of Wiggers.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, my sister's a Wigger.
He goes, oh, is it?
Okay, yeah.
We
Because
don't
I
know the
thought,
rules.
yeah, we don't know the rules.
Well, apparently you can't say it because it's just the white and then the N word.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is that what that's like? I thought it was one of the ways you could get away
Oh
with it.
God, take it all down.
Yeah. I thought it was one of the ways you could, okay. But
Yeah.
so she ran away.
Ran away. Apparently tried crack while she was out there. But anyway, when she got back, now she's in drug treatment facilities, in and
Okay.
out of juvenile detention. Spent her formative years
Yeah.
in the system.
Right.
So my formative years, I was an only child.
Right.
That
'cause
you know,
essentially your sister's gone.
Yeah, every now and then we go visit her, and at first you'd think like, ooh, a female detention facility, all these hungry ladies, and then you get there, and I'm like, mommy, please don't let these girls get me.
Yeah, for real. I mean, were you close prior to her running out and stuff?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, not
Brother and sister
brother
close.
and sister.
Yeah, it's like how
it wasn't
close
like
can
we
you
had
be?
secrets.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Let's do our handshake, sis. We weren't solving mysteries in our neighborhood.
Right. So, and then how was high school for you? Did you get in any trouble in school?
So went to. My mom was using. So I went through Gifted and Talented, the GATE program.
Quit bragging.
First through, because I'm autistic. First through fifth, right?
Okay.
First grade in the 6th year. My mom used my grandmother. We were living in the city. My mom used my grandmother's address to get me into county school.
Classic white trash move to
Yeah,
lie
yeah,
about
yeah.
where you live to get in the school district. Yeah.
And I failed the 6th grade the first time because I was like, I don't like any of these kids, these fucking smooth brains. I can't
These
fucking deal with it.
wetheads.
Yeah. So I failed my first time through the 6th grade, and they put me in like the slow kid class.
You go from talented and gifted to
Yeah.
special ed just like that.
Yeah, and they put me in special
Anything
ed.
other than regular class. They're like, these are the normies, and then
Yeah.
there's like the others.
They're like, nope, you
Yeah,
have to go
you're
with
still
these kids.
other
These kids
somehow.
eat crayons for lunch. So I
not even the good guy.
yeah, these aren't Crayola kids.
Yeah, right. The knockoff.
They're
crap.
Rose Arts. But they but then my second year in the 6th grade, I was like, well, fuck that. And I just I crushed all my classes, and they moved me up to the advanced classes.
Because you were like, I don't want to be here more.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So, and then the second time in 6th grade, that was the only time in my life where I've been a popular kid in school.
How'd you get that?
I have no idea. I just
He's
fell
like,
in.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Fell into. I was getting invited to parties.
Fell
and
into
girls, and I was like,
popularity?
wow, this is cool. It's just me and the one black guy here.
That's sick.
So, but then there was a kid that ratted me out. Matt Balbier. I'll say his name. Fuck him.
We're gonna actually tag his Instagram right here.
Yeah, Matt Balbier. Matt Balbier ratted me out.
The fuck, Matt?
And his mom. So then I had to go to the.
Wait, ratted you out for what? I love how it's like saying like they arrested me. What were you
so
up to?
Matt was a bully. My mom made me okay. In GATE, I had to take Spanish for 5
Gate?
years.
Gate.
Gate.
Gifted and
Gifted
talented.
and talented,
Got
but is it education? What's the E? Where's the E in gate?
Extremely large penises.
Because it's really
Thanks
It's
for
gifted
asking. A
and
lot of people don't
talented
know about the
education.
E.
GAT. Okay.
Yeah. So he had Spanish and was like failing, and my mom was like, "Oh, my son will help your son learn Spanish," and I was like, "I don't know it conversationally." So then I had to hang out with this kid who was a fucking dickhead, and I think he was a grade above me. And he would just bully me constantly, and my mom would always I'd be like,
And you were
"Ma."
trying to like tutor this
Yeah,
kid?
and I'm like, Ma, I don't like being around. She's like, oh, stop, just you need to make friends. And I'm like, all right. So, but then when he found out that I didn't live in Arbutus, he told his mom, and his mom told the county, and they were
You
like,
did red line snitching? Like what?
Yeah.
What? Like,
so then I had to go to Lakeland Middle.
bro,
had
you
to
had to
change
move
schools.
schools because
Yeah.
of Matt?
I had to move schools to like,
Dude, what? That is honestly the most pussy thing. I thought you were like engaged in some activity that he didn't like.
No, I was just living.
I was just existing.
living across the county line.
What the fuck, man?
So, and then I was like, okay, we put all my eggs in the basket that I would get into the School of the Arts. So I went for I applied for drama.
You knew
and
you were
for
gay all
art.
the way back then.
That's right. I was like, I will suck you guys off. Thumb fierce.
So at how old were you then? So 6th grade, 7th grade?
Yeah. 7th, 8th grade in Lakeland Middle.
And the arts is when you go to high school. Is that
High school
okay.
was the art program.
Okay, so you put all the eggs in the.
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
was
go
like,
to this.
I'm a good actor. I'll do the acting.
And you knew
I'll
that
get it
already
for-
because you were in plays and shit?
Well, okay. So my mom has had me on stage since I was in baby beauty pageants.
Really?
I was the MC I was the master of ceremonies at my kindergarten graduation.
There's something strange about a baby beauty pageant,
Hey,
right?
I would win.
You're like,
these
ain't that
things.
strange
Yeah.
when you're fucking winning,
Hey,
huh?
have you ever met Uncle Epstein? This guy.
Tell that to my trophy, dumbass. All right, so you've been on stage.
I was on stage. My parents started this Baltimore raisins thing. Remember where the California raisins were big?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that year for Halloween, my mom made her and our neighbors raisin costumes out of like egg crate foam. She put fabric on it. You look like a turd, right?
Yeah,
you would
but
wear
by the way, a giant raisin is not appealing.
You'd
Like
wear black leggings, right, and a tight black shirt, gloves, Converses. You'd put your face into this brown raisin. You would then raisinize your face by painting it brown.
by painting it brown.
Yeah, it was
obviously.
we were doing raisin face.
It was okay back then.
But then it was such a big hit that she made all the kids.
Hold on, I just love that. The raisin costumes were such a big hit.
Such a big hit. I remember they would start entering contests. And when I was in Gate, I was in the class, and they heard like there was one of those classroom type things where there was only 3 walls to each classroom. The third wall just opened to the hallway. Okay. And I was in class, and I heard like over like the speakers, and it was like, students, we have a special guest for you. We have the Baltimore Raisins. And they started playing Heard It Through the Grapevine.
No.
And here comes my mom, my dad,
Bro.
and our neighbors in blackface coming down the hallway. And I'm like, oh my God.
This is a sitcom.
So,
Dude.
yeah. So, but she made costumes for the kids, and then we would compete in these Baltimore Raisin or these California Raisin lookalike contests, and we'd win trips to Wild World, to the
That is
circus.
Crazy.
So we got asked there was that 50s, that old time station, the 50 station, WQSR.
Mm-hmm.
They asked us to march with them in the Preakness Day thing. So we marched in
As
parades.
raisins?
Yeah, as the Baltimore Raisins.
Wow.
The Baltimore Skipjacks, when we had a hockey team, their mascot was having its birthday, and we got invited to go out on the ice with other mascots at
As
halftime
Ravens.
as the Baltimore Raisins.
As raisins.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
You lived the whole life as a
I
fucking
was a
raisin.
child minstrel. So so School of the Arts, I was like, yeah, acting, I'll do the acting. And then didn't get in. It's super hard to get into School of the Arts.
So is there like an audition to
You
get
go
into
in,
school?
you go in and you audition.
Wow.
And my mom had drilled this monologue into me so
You're
much.
obviously in the raisin costume.
Yeah, I
when
was
you
like,
show.
sorry guys, it's coming off.
Almost.
Man, these lights are hot.
Yeah.
But we, I flunked it. I blew my audition, and then
And it's literally an audition. It's not a
it's
test.
an audition. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then the portfolio review for my art, I think I blew it when they asked the question. They were like, if you could be any animal, what would you be? And at the time, I was really into sloths, right? So I was like, I don't know, probably like a sloth. And they were like, they're the laziest animals. And
They're
I was
like,
I meant a dolphin with eagle wings. So didn't get in.
You're
Had-
like, what's an ambitious animal? What the fuck?
a wolf?
Yeah, squirrels are pretty jittery. I don't. So then what was plan B? Because all the eggs. You told us
So
about the egg basket.
There was a magnet school in Baltimore that if you didn't get into a high school choice,
What does magnet school mean? 'Cause I've heard this before.
it's basically the gutter drain
It's
of
like
the
the
school
rejects?
system. Yeah.
Okay.
It's where if you don't get into any other
It's like
school,
magnet fishing in the harbor.
Yeah, you have to get into something, and that was Southwestern. And Southwestern.
Shout out Southwestern.
Don't shout out Southwestern. God, man. Southwestern was like, we used to joke that like their school colors were Kevlar and you could letter in bullet dodging.
Because
they had
school
just-
colors, Kevlar is so good.
At the time, they got rid of one school in the district, and that school and all the other schools were now going to Southwest. So there was a bunch of rival gangs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, school shootings were happening before it became like
Cool.
news.
Before it was cool.
Yeah.
Before it became hip to do it, we were doing it.
Because we would take like the MTA buses to get there, and at the end of the day, you come out of school, you find your MTA bus, and you would go home. Well, one day we get on the bus, and you hear braga, 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 and like this, the bus driver, he gets up and he starts shutting the doors. He's like, everybody get down now. So everybody has to get on the floor of the bus, right? And they're closed. He's trying to close the doors, but the back door on the bus isn't closing. So now he's trying to jump over kids to get back and close it. And I remember this big guy gets up and back. He's like, "Yo, motherfuckers, get up! Don't be fucking bitches. Stand the fuck up!" And the bus driver was like, "These windows are not bulletproof." And he was like, "Tuck your head when you get down, everybody. You gotta get low."
Jesus.
Yeah, and that was never in the news because it was just gang violence out of school. The year I graduated, we won the state basketball championships, and
Not
not
you,
not me.
Okay,
no.
okay. When you say we, I was just.
It was an Airbud situation. They're like, pass it to the boy. And I still had the raisin makeup on.
Of course, I figured all through high school.
He's one of us. But it also that year we had 13 teachers were assaulted. So
you guys were excelling.
Yeah.
You know, and all the charts.
The only team that would come to our school that would make our team kind of like, ooh, shit, like straighten up was when fucking Hickey, the boys' detention center.
Oh, Hickey, yeah.
When the prisoners,
a lot of my friends went to Hickey.
Yeah. When the prisoners come, that's when like they were like, oh shit, man, check your pockets. You know, so
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so it was a very rough high school. But I made it out.
You made it out.
I made it out.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. I was in the gifted, I was in the advanced classes there too. Just want to throw that out there. In case you thought I was. Well, so my first year I did regular classes.
Mike, will you grab me a high noon?
The first year I did regular classes, and then the second year I saw my report, like my schedule, and it said, specialized learning, and I was like, "Fuck!" They put me into dumb kid classes again, and I went to go complain. They're like, "No,
smart kid class."
Yeah, you're in
like
the
I said, it's
class.
others. It's literally you're just either like, yeah, you can't be with the regulars. Yeah.
So it's
He's
2
an
math
irregular.
and 2 sciences a year.
He's an irregular guy. So your sister, how's she doing now?
I don't talk to her.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't.
Shout out TT.
TT. That's what you get for calling the cops on me and telling them I kidnapped your son.
Jesus.
And then not apologizing for it.
One of my questions is, have you ever been arrested?
No.
Have you ever called?
I've been in a paddy wagon before.
What'd they put you in there for?
So my buddy, as kids, it was one summer, we were walking up to the Earl's Video. That's back in the days of like Blockbuster. One of their competitions was Earl's Video.
Wow.
And we were walking there and we were crossing a footbridge that goes over 295. And one of my buddies threw a pebble about the size of his pinky off the bridge. And
off like the overpass?
Yeah, off the overpass. We thought nothing of it. We walk up to the shopping center. We're in Earl's Video when this woman comes in. And she's like, "That's him right there. That's the one that threw the rock at my car." And we're like, "What the fuck?"
Jesus.
And so she was like, "Call the police." So she tells them to call the police. They call the police, and like I tell my buddy, I was like, "Hey man, whatever happens, I'll be with you."
Right, we're riding together.
And my other buddy Danny was like, "Yeah, whatever happens, we're with you, man. We got you." And then when the cop comes in, he just fucking grabs Randy, and he was like, "Come on," and like and I was like, "Hey, I'm going with him." And then I look at Danny.
Too.
I look at Danny, and Danny's like, and I'm like, all right. So he was
like, I wasn't even with him.
So he takes both of us and tries to push us through the turnstile that only turns one way. And like the woman's like, it doesn't go that way. You have to go. And he was like, "I'll make it work."
Yeah,
like,
his anger won't let him be logical.
He pushes us in and gets us into like the back of the very cold paddy wagon, which drives us 5 minutes back to the house.
Yeah.
And then my mom grounded me all summer, and I was like, "I didn't do anything. I just didn't abandon my friend." And she was like, "Well, that's what's gonna get you in trouble."
This is what you get for being a good. So often we ask, "Have you ever been arrested?" and "Have you ever called the cops?" We don't ask, "Has anyone called the cops on you?" So that's that. Now that I'm going to pose that to you because of your sister's story here. Someone called the cops on you?
On me?
Didn't you just say your sister called the cops on you?
Oh yeah. Well, yes. Okay, yes. So I was driving home from work. My nephew,
as one does,
my nephew calls, which I love. My nephew.
This is TT's son, obviously.
Yeah, his name's Xavier. So Zavi calls me, and he's crying. He was like, "Uncle Tommy, can you come get me?" And he was saying that him and his mom had a fight. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be on my way." So as I'm driving up, she calls and she was like, "You're not taking my son." And I was like, "Look."
Even the wording of that,
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not taking
She's like,
your
"You're not
son."
taking my son." I was like, "Look, you two need to cool off. I'm going to take him out to dinner. Whatever. I'm getting your son. You're not taking my son." Boop, hang up on her. So then I call him back and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming in hot, so be ready to jump in the car." So we jump in the car, and now I'm driving out to find some place to take us out to dinner. And I get another call. Now it's the police. It's like, hey, this is the Baltimore County Police Department. Do you have Xavier Lear? And I hear in the back seat my sister. I hear in the back my sister. He took my baby.
Oh
He took my baby. And I'm like, I was like, yeah, I do have him. He was like, well, you have to return him. And I was like, do you know where I am? And they were like, no. And I was like, then I don't have to do anything. You have no power here. I was like, I'm taking him out to dinner.
Your skills are worthless here.
When they cool off, I'll bring him back home. And he was like, well, can you at least bring him so we can see that he's okay? And I was like, I'll meet you at the police station.
You have a picture with the newspaper him holding it. The fuck?
I'll give you proof of life.
Yeah.
So I drove him over to the police station, showed that he was okay. But then he was telling me stories that like a week before she got mad at him, I chased him down the block with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I'm sure it
and
wasn't
stuff.
isolated.
So, yeah, she's a mess.
But you didn't get arrested.
Did not get arrested. But then and then Thanksgiving was like the next weekend, and I saw her at Thanksgiving, and she was like, hey. I was like, that's it? Just hey? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And like, why? I was like, because you didn't apologize.
Because you called the police on me for
called
trying to help your
son. And I think at the time I was growing mushrooms, so it's like I was already dirty. And then you call the cops for kidnapping?
Yeah, bringing the police into a situation is always, not good.
So, yeah.
They'll raid your house for growing mushrooms. I know intimately about this.
Yeah.
They will, not me, but a guy I know.
When I lived in an apartment complex and I had a whole hydroponic setup for growing mushrooms.
A hydroponic for mushrooms?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of
it's
that.
It's like a micro mister that would go off every 5 hours for 3 minutes.
Okay, so they're growing in their own substrate. It's not like they're all water.
No.
But okay, got it.
So, but whenever we would get a thing where like maintenance was coming in to check, and I would put a thing on the door saying that it was my do not disturb my tarantulas, and they would be like, okay,
smart.
Yeah.
And leave me alone, my deadly poisonous.
Yeah, please. If you disturb them, hey, I didn't see the spiders in there. I'm like, well, then you're fucked. We also had a guard dildo. Where it was,
say more.
I bought a 2-foot double-headed dildo, and if I didn't
for protection,
I did it for a bit. Back when I was starting comedy, I was doing prop comedy.
That's why I got the pocket pussy. It's a bit, honey. It's a bit.
But I bought I bought this 2-foot double-headed dildo, and I built a rig so it would hold it in my pants, and then the top would have like fishing line. It would be attached to a string. So all I would have to do is like raise my hand, and 1.5 feet of cock would come out of my pants that would be puppeted by this string.
That's incredible.
I only did it once, and I did it at an open mic on a Sunday night at Damon's Bar and Grill in Hunt Valley. So there's families eating.
Dude, I love that. This is why you have to go to open mics, by the way. You're not getting this at a regular show, you know?
I can't say this bit didn't work because I only did it at an open mic. But I remember I was like, I want to thank everybody for coming, but mostly I want to thank the Lord Jesus. And I raised my hand, 1.5 feet of cock comes out. You hear forks hitting plates, people like covering their kids' eyes.
That's incredible. So you didn't even like lead with it. Like you had it tucked.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And then it's not like if I pulled on it, it'd go back in. So I had to like walk through the crowd to get it into the bathroom so I could take this thing off. But so now I have this 2-foot double-headed dildo. And we would put it if I knew maintenance was coming and I didn't want them to snoop around, I would just like put it like right inside the door. If they open the door, dildo, I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
Or
there's
like,
fake cocks
hey,
and
who's
tarantulas.
been licking my dildo?
There's fake cocks and tarantulas in there. We do not go in there, you know. So that's actually pretty clever. Probably kept them out of there, you know.
Probably. We never heard from that. Like I was gonna change.
Better than a booby
filter.
trap. Yeah.
I set up like Home Alone with some dildos like right in their mouth when they come in.
You might have busted me, but you're gay now. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, who really won at the end of the day?
I come in, there's like there's a butt plug. Help me!
He lives there now. And you're a real geek, like an actual geek.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stolen valor in nerd world. You know, you've D&D, LARPing, all of it, right? Now, for the couple people who don't know, well, let's start. So D&D was probably first before LARPing.
Yes.
Now, D&D is Dungeons and Dragons for the few people who don't know that. And my question...
For you people getting pussy.
Yeah, my question is, there's a... I don't know a whole lot about it. I just wanted to ask so Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
back when I was younger, I just classified these as like the same thing.
They all smell the same.
Okay. Is there like a beef there? Is there like or are you guys accepting of each other?
Yeah, I mean, I make
And did you
fun
play
of,
both?
I played Magic Gathering like when it first came out, and then I was like, I'm spending way too much money on this, and just stopped. But I have friends that still. My one buddy Tegan is like how big is Tegan? 6'8". We just call him Chungus because he's just a big.
No, that makes
but
sense.
he plays Magic, loves Magic. He's
Magic's
great at Magic.
There's cards in Magic.
Yeah.
In D&D, there are no cards.
There's no cards unless you make your own cards for stuff. Like you could like write down your own spells on your card just to remind you. Okay,
Right.
I've already cast.
But in
this.
D&D, you're creating a world.
Yes.
That everyone agrees to at the game.
Yeah.
You're there physically.
Yeah. It's like collective storytelling.
Right, and there's like a host or like a what's that?
There's a dungeon master.
A dungeon master, right? So, do you start that in high school?
I wanted to start it when I was in elementary school because I saw the D&D cartoon. I'd heard about D&D.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was like a cartoon about it.
There was a full animated series.
Oh, wow.
Which they
the game was existing prior to the series?
Game came out in like 76.
Okay, so the game was the thing. It's not like I wasn't sure if the game started from the series.
No.
Okay.
Game started from itself.
Right.
Then there was the whole satanic panic, which Christian groups were saying that this is devil worship.
They did that with everything, by the way.
Then came the animated series, which then it got a little more popular.
And also, calling it devil worship will also raise its popularity.
Yeah. I remember once there was
sick.
I saw an episode of the 700 Club. You remember 700 Club? 700 Club would come on like middle of the day, and it was like this Christian broadcast programming thing.
Right.
And they had a commercial about Dungeons and Dragons where it was a bunch of people in robes, like with their hoods up and everything. And they're like, the dungeon. And there was one guy at the table that didn't have a robe. He was just wearing a shirt. And
the dungeon
jeans.
master?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
They were like, you see 7 goblins before you. They're advancing with daggers. What do you do? And he was like, I have a spell to save me. He was like, nothing can save your soul. And it was like, is your child playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So
we actually, I just want to plug my podcast. We have LaughFinderPod.com where for 10 years we've had this podcast where it's comedians playing Dungeons and Dragons. And
no shit.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I've seen like the comedians doing poker or whatever. Like it's the same type of vibe where it's like you guys are doing something.
Yeah.
And you're funny.
Yeah.
you know?
There's definitely.
What is it? Finding. What is it?
LaughFinder.
LaughFinder.
LaughFinderPod.com.
And you can find that on YouTube and stuff, or
yeah,
is it
we
just
did
the
our
website?
4th season. We did a multi-camera shoot we filmed at Magooby's Joke House.
Oh, sick.
And then that got to be way too much work because I was doing everything. And then COVID happened, and then since COVID, it's all been we now meet on a Zoom,
Right?
And then we go live on Facebook, and then we post the podcast.
So is
episode.
it every time you guys are doing Dungeons and Dragons?
There's an offshoot of Dungeons and Dragons called Pathfinder, and we play Pathfinder
Every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what we do is we break the campaign, which is like story start to end.
Right.
Is a campaign.
Right. And they vary in length.
Yeah. But each season is a different story, so you can jump in at any time. You can jump in at the beginning of a season,
right,
and meet.
Is it the same? How many guys is it?
7.
They're all funny.
Yeah. We don't let them in if they're not funny.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have. We had Aaron Hinken, who was a WYPR radio announcer. So this National Public Radio announcer from 2nd season till 5th season, he was we had Aaron on the show, and
right.
he was always like, he was more of like the everyman, where he could then bring you in because he knew about as much of it as someone that didn't know
That's
about
smart.
anything.
That's smart to have that, so it's not too like insular or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's too like, okay, you can't even understand it if you're a
but
lay
he
person.
he would definitely have that WYPR voice.
Yeah,
People
professional
like, okay,
talker.
I want to take my dick out and put it on this goblin's lips. And you're like, okay, Aaron.
So that's 6. So you're still playing?
Yeah. We meet every Monday. Well, we're just starting our 11th season now, which we just brought in Parker Brown.
Oh yeah, we're actually we gotta have him. I think we invited
Magooby's
him.
new talent winner of 2024, and he's just moved up to New York, so he's going to be playing from New York.
Okay.
Well, that'll be fun to get, like, because the first 15 minutes of every show is us catching up telling stories
Right.
and stuff, and then we go into the last 45 minutes is the game.
Right.
And there's people that even listen just for that first 45 minutes,
No,
where
I
it's just
bet.
comics. It's like you're in a green room of a comedy club,
Right.
just busting each other's balls.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then you have a thing that you guys all give a fuck about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So then the D&D, it evolves into the LARPing, or are those two things unrelated?
So
Because like in the D&D world, again, I've never played.
Mhm.
I have friends who play. I have friends who like buy the worlds
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
create their own maps and everything. There are no things that you need. It's all here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. So
Well, it can just be there. You can also do where you have
yeah,
like a 3D map,
right. 'cause
and
I've
like you have
seen that.
miniatures. The way we play we play on this thing called Foundry. So there is a screen that we can see that has the map on it, and then
Nice.
our character sheets and everything are online.
Nice.
And then it's just clicking buttons to
And then
roll.
are you rolling die?
Not physical dice. I do miss that about not meeting in person because
Okay,
I was
but it is based off of that.
yeah. I was a full-on dice goblin. Like I have so many dice. And I have like maybe like 20 sets of metal dice. And now like I'm like, no more dice. I don't need any more dice. But then the other day I did a show.
You always find something.
I did a show that this guy stuck around afterwards, and he was a rocket scientist or whatever. And he was holding on to something and showing one of the comics on the show. And I walked up, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a meteor. And I was like, hey, is that a meteor? And he was like, yeah, do you want to hold it? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like,
Do I want to
I'm
hold
like,
it?
I want to make stuff out of this. He's like what? And I was like, I want to melt it down and make like a dice set. That'd be fucking
That'd be
awesome.
sick
if
as
you got-
fuck.
Yeah, if you have like meteor
A
dice.
meteoric dice set?
I had a dog, my last dog that died. I took his ashes and I printed a set of dice with his ashes in the resin. So I
Damn.
have my Vinny dice.
How'd the dog die? Gang fight or?
He died of diabetes. He was a 40-pound miniature. He had a thyroid problem.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he was supposed to be tiny, but he looked like something from the Beast Castle because
And
like,
not from you just feeding him,
Yeah.
just like
No,
his actual condition.
we fed him very little,
Right.
and then he just went to the doctor and like he has diabetes and he's dying.
You have another dog now?
Well, you have 3 now.
3.
We have Pickle, who's my precious little angel, smartest dog. Pickle, I always say that if you raise a dog like from a puppy, the dog learns you. Right, so the dog, you can talk. If you raise a dog from a puppy, you can talk to it, and it understands you, and it just does what you ask it to do. If you rescue a dog, you learn the dog.
You like have to learn the dog's language.
Yeah, you have to learn how it does things. So now we have Pickle.
Who was a
Piccolo.
rescue or from the puppy?
Pickle was from a puppy, but she was a rescue from the hurricanes in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So she's a big Bad Bunny fan.
I love the
She
love the halftime
loved
Super
the
Show.
Super Bowl. She
Yeah.
was like, "Play it again, Papa." We have Pickle. We have Piccolo, which was my nephew's dog. Which he was living with his girlfriend. They separated. She took
Your nephew
the
with
dog.
a Z?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
She took the dog to North Carolina and then called my mom and was like, hey, I'm a full-time student. I have a full-time job. I can't take care of this dog. Does anyone in your family want this dog? And we had just lost Vinny. So I was like, yeah.
The one with the major dice
Yeah.
out of.
So we took in Piccolo. So then we have Pickle and Piccolo. And then my mom had a friend that died of cirrhosis of the liver back in last January. And we took in her 4-year-old Yorkie. Pickles.
I was gonna say,
I was
dude,
waiting. You too?
Yeah.
I was like, where is that? How is that?
No, it's Kobe. His name's Kobe.
That's great.
That's incredible.
I do like Pickles.
Let me ask you, in the LARPing.
Yeah.
So, are you allowed to do it if you've gotten pussy?
Look, I know guys that have gotten pussy from LARPing. I'm not one of those
Are there
guys.
women who LARP? That is one of my questions.
Okay,
Are there
okay.
any females who actually LARP?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
They
how do
are
you-
very few and far between,
Sure.
and you can get like it ends up being where you're meeting every other weekend in Darkon. There's a bunch of different
Oh,
organizations.
Interesting. That's what I wanted to know
One
about,
is
kind of.
Darkon, which meets every other weekend. Once every 2 weeks, there's a Darkon event. They actually have a magic system where you can cast spells
Right.
and do everything right. Then there's one that's straight up foam fighting called Dagger here, and they meet once a month.
So so when you want to get into LARPing, do you know someone in it, or you you know you want to do it, so you find these, because I didn't even know there was organizations. I thought it was like you had to be like, I gathered somebody.
You stumbled across it in the woods.
Well, either that or like you have enough people. But yeah, how do you get into it?
So for me,
for you,
I was working at the time doing tech support at a video game company in Hunt Valley, and coworkers would come in every other week and be like, "Oh man, so I was fighting this troll this weekend, and I got him down on his knees, and then just took him down, and oh man," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, what the fuck?
And he was like, "Oh, I LARP," and I was like, "What's that?" And this was the guy that it was right as I was turning 20 to 21, that age where I can now start going to clubs and bars and stuff. And
instead of that, you were like Fields.
No, because he was this goth guy, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to?" So I started going to goth clubs when I was 21.
What the fuck? What even is that?
It's just a club with sad people.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, now
Hot
I've been to
chicks
some
wearing
of those.
just underwear and sad guys.
Okay, that sounds incredible.
But I started going to clubs when he was like, "Hey, there's a camp out this weekend. Do you want to go?" And campouts are events that take place over a weekend.
A LARPing event, though.
Yeah, so you get there Friday, you set up your tent, and then.
But there's no LARPing at the goth club. You're hanging out with the guy at the goth club.
Yeah.
So when he invites you,
he was a coworker, became a friend. I go to clubs with him.
But the LARPing is not on the table yet.
No.
So your first LARPing was the camp out.
Yeah. It was this camp out with this guy. And from being a D&D dork, my dad had a guy that he worked with that at one time had given him 3 or 4 giant bags of Dungeons and Dragons novels. Just like books, like novel, and all of them take place in Dungeons and Dragons. So all the spells, you're like, "Oh, I know that spell." Oh, it's a drow elf. Hell yeah, right?
A bunch of Easter eggs.
From that, I started fight there. There's a very famous book series in D&D called the Dark Elf. It's the Dark Elf Saga, and the elf Dritz Duerden fights with 2 swords, which is the
dual wielding.
Yes, it's called Florentine. As fighting with 2 swords.
That's what that's called?
It's called Florentine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I was they were, when I got there and they were like, "Do you want some loaner equipment?" I was like, "You got 2 swords?"
I'm going to need 2 of them bitches.
But I knew enough. I knew enough from reading that I could do stuff. Like a guy with a 2-handed sword came in to hit me, and I crossed the swords and caught his blade and threw it down and was able
parry?
Yeah, and they were like, the one guy was like, "Hey man, do you know martial arts?" I was like, "No, I read books."
This guy a fucking black belt or what?
Holy shit! But then I was hooked.
Did you have a blast? That's what I was going to ask. The first
had a great
time,
fucking time.
And here's the thing, right? It's so easy to make fun of that, as you know. I mean, there's nothing easier to make fun of.
Yeah.
Than guys like LARPing.
Yeah.
But just of course, everyone wants to do that. Yeah. Something inside of every person listening to this, even ones that won't admit it, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a kid in them that play pretend?
Yeah.
That's fucking incredible.
And then you
dragons, spells, swords, weapons. Come on.
So that guy, he was in a group called Rome. Within the organization, you have your units, your countries, gangs. And he was in Rome. And which everybody, at the time in college, there were guys that were like, "Dude, you don't want to join Rome." Because there was a medieval fantasy society in college that was right above the radio station. And when I first got to college, I auditioned and became a radio DJ for the college radio. And upstairs was the Medieval Fantasy Society. So I would start hanging out with those guys, and they would start, before I ever went out for that camp out in LARP, they would just be outside with weapons and shields.
Right.
And they'd be like, "Hey, do you want to try this?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So, we'd play around with that. And then I'd be like, "Oh yeah, my friend, I went to a camp out and I was in Rome." And they were like, "Dude,
they're good. They go, "Hey, sit down. Sit down."
They're like, "Rome is a cult. You don't want to be in Rome."
Has anybody told them?
Yeah, they're the bad guys.
Right.
And then I was like, "Nah, you guys." So then I kept
I just
going
don't
out.
understand them.
They're cool.
Yeah.
But they did have a very charismatic leader. If you look up,
he did keep asking to fuck my wife. I don't know.
Well, he was a swinger.
This is very cold. Keep going. I mean, I'm just saying. So far, check, cult. Yep.
He was a swinger, and he would have parties at his house in Virginia, right? And it would be there'd be a bunch of Romans there. You're doing acid.
A bunch of Romans.
Yeah. you're doing acid, mushrooms, whatever.
Mm.
And then
Classic mind control
right around
stuff.
at midnight, his swinger buddies would start showing up, and it was like a bunch of like weirdos would start showing up.
Of course
But
they
then
were.
they would disappear upstairs, and there would just be some orgy happening upstairs. And you're always like, oh man, I hope I get asked to be in the orgy one time.
You wore your sexy costume this time.
Yeah. But there was one time that like I'm at. We did a lot of ecstasy like in the late '90s, early 2000s. Yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah. You ever do ecstasy?
Yes.
Fuck God, man. They need to bring that back, man.
And here's, just on a quick tangent, they took the MDMA,
Mhm.
which is the active ingredient ecstasy. So they're like, this is the more pure form. I'm like, give me the dirty one.
I want to
Give me-
grind my teeth.
Give me the stuff that we didn't know exactly what it
I want my
was.
back to hurt the next day.
Yes, okay.
But yeah, because I've done Molly, and I'm like,
And so, but it's like the more pure,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, and that's fine. But the ecstasy, you don't know. It's a mystery box. It's
Yeah.
a loot box.
we would go to goth clubs and do ecstasy. And you know
Yes,
that like
bro.
when you take your ecstasy and you would feel that.
Oh, the fucking elevator.
And then it
clicks.
would just clink, and then you're like, "Oh fuck yeah!" When that serotonin and
Fucking-
dopamine would drop. Oh
yeah.
God,
Come on.
fuck yeah! So we were
Doing that at the Romans party.
doing that. There was a girl that was like I was getting a vibe from her, so we were all talking and chatting and stuff, and she's let me feel her butt and stuff, right?
Squad.
So then, apparently I didn't know this, but this was one of his swinger friends, like the leaders, right? So she was like, hey, we're gonna go upstairs now. Do you want to come upstairs with us? And I was like,
And did you know what was going on upstairs?
I
at the time?
knew,
Okay.
and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm ready.
Let's see how this goes. So I go up and like I'm sitting there talking to her, and like this guy's bedroom was fucking massive. I guess you gotta have a big bedroom for orgies.
If
right?
you're fucking more than one person,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
It's not like here, take turns on the twin bed.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to her, and he comes over, and while I'm talking to her, just starts making out with her. Right.
See, swingers always have to do some extra shit.
Well, yeah,
man.
but this I later came to understand. This was more of a him going, "This is what's going to happen. You need to be cool with this,
Right.
for the next part to happen."
Sure.
And it turns out I really wasn't cool with it. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get something to drink."
Hey, actually, I think I hear my mom calling me.
But I was like, yeah, I gotta go take this raisin makeup off. But I was like, yeah, I gotta go get something to drink. She was like, you'll be back, right? And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So that was it for you.
Just went downstairs. I was like, I couldn't hang.
No
do
more
it.
room for you.
Yeah. We tried like later in life because I LARPed for like 11 years, but we all tried.
Did
to
you
have,
retire? Why did you stop? Like you're not even saying like you could do it again. You act like, is there an incident or
There was an
ever since
incident.
the accident I haven't done it.
Okay, so Rome let me let out my very aggressive. Like I'm ADHD. Okay.
Oh, like an outlet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I never even thought about that.
that rage, that ADHD rage that I always have to keep in check.
Yeah.
There it was celebrated.
Wow.
And there it was like, oh hey, like, and the leader would be like, this is how he would like, hey, that guy right there, he used to be in Rome. He left us. I want you to fucking hurt him. And I'm like, all right.
This is crazy.
I'm like, yes, sir. And I'd fucking one of my moves would be like, because now it would have like a tower shield, and I'd had steel armor and stuff, and we would have short swords, or we would have our beaters. Now, usually your sword is a fiberglass core, like a tent fiberglass, like
tent
real
pole,
thin, like a 1/4 inch or whatever. That then has foam around it, right?
Right.
We found on the side of the road that I guess it used to be a fucking a golf flag, which is like, it was a fiberglass core about the size of my thumb, and we put that. You just put a pool noodle on it and then put foam down it, and if you felt it like this at check-in, they're like, okay, yeah, that's safe. But if you hit someone with it,
Right.
it would leave bruises.
You guys are
could get
loading the
people
back,
Charlie
basically,
horses.
yeah.
You can get somebody right in the side of the knee and just watch their leg buckle and collapse. So, but what you would do is I would see a guy, and then you'd see, like, you'd lock, And then I would move around until there'd be a tree behind them, and then you just fucking run in and shield bash them into the tree. And they're like, and they're like, and they hit the ground. Then you lay on them and you just keep
I never really even thought about it as a therapeutic outlet. Like, for emotions and stuff. I never even thought about that.
Afterwards,
it sounds it sounds like fun, like
Yeah.
a blast, but I never thought about that could be cathartic.
Yeah. Well, there's people that you'd run into people that would be like, you should come out and LARP. Like, well, I can't because once I let go of my temper, it's over. And I'm like, yeah, but you get all that out.
I can't fake fight.
Yeah.
Once I'm upset, I can't be responsible. Yeah.
We, my one buddy and I knocked a guy unconscious once.
Shield bash into the tree?
No, shield bash. So at campouts, sometimes they would do modules where they in this valley they would set up tarps to be like different rooms, and it was like you're going through a dungeon in D&D, where like you go in.
Sick. That sounds. Yeah.
You go in and like, okay, you see puzzle pieces on the floor, but then you see like there's 5 guys that are supposed to be statues, but once you pick up the puzzle pieces, then they start moving.
They come to
right?
yeah.
And then there'll be a guy there say these are iron golems, so they're supposed to be like iron statues, right? And so when that all happened, we all ran back. We backed out of the room so we could get a game plan, right? And
to regroup.
Yeah, so it was like 3 countries together. So we got all the guys that had shields. We're like, oh, shield bearers, come on up. When we get in there, you fucking shield bash the fuck out of those, out of the golems, and you pin them you put their dicks in the dirt, and you lay on them until we can get this done. Because they're not real monsters. They're just people.
These are guys.
So we go running in, and me and my buddy Vance, we run off to the side, and there was this one big fat guy that's like coming in, and I ran and I shield bashed him with everything I had. But all it did was like he tipped back and like kind of spun to his side. But then Vance came in on his other side and hit him again.
Nice.
And then this time, now he's like twice hit, and I hit him again and like took him to the ground and laid on him. And then Vance laid on him, and I was like, man, this guy's holding pretty still. This guy's pretty cool with what we just did to him. Fuck yeah, good for him, right? And then
good for him.
Oh, and he's like, hey, can I just get comfortable? I think I got knocked out. I was like, oh my God, my dick is so hard.
Is anyone else this erect?
We did this one, and at the end of that module, because you're drinking all day, you just fucking drink.
You're
and
not
you
LARPing sober, yeah.
So by the end of the day, we got to the last room where there was supposed to be like this sorcerer queen or whatever, and it was her and then like 2 other guys on her side, and they're like throwing spell balls. So we fucking charge in, and I had my beater.
And the spell ball has to hit you for it to be
effective? The spell ball has
okay.
to hit you, or some of them have like a 3-foot radius.
Got it.
So if it hits within 3 feet of you. So I go charging at the sorceress, and she threw, and I just sidestepped, and it went past me. And then my beater caught her right up in her gut, and you just heard
Jesus Christ,
and she just fucking collapsed into the ground. So we're just tapping her then, and they're like, hold on, and they come over and they check it, but like I said, you can squeeze it, it feels fine, but it's like but we would do, and then there was this one girl, Avne, I would tell all the guys that would fight her, I'm like, do not pretend that you're fighting, don't go easy on her because she's a girl.
Right.
She'll
put gender out the window. Yeah.
She fucking, goddamn, she was a good fighter. She would even do a thing where she would come in and slide in and then just fucking hit you right in the dick, which was a legal shot. And you're like, all right.
Wait up. Jesus Christ.
So the counter to that was, as soon as I saw her start to slide, I would jump in the air and just crush her with my shield. And then she's like, my knees. And I'm like, yeah, you're done for today.
That's what you get, bitch.
But yeah, I've had to get stitches.
Damn.
Because we were practicing a move called the car wreck. And so
sounds problematic from the jump. Yeah, I'll say that.
We started doing Darkon, and then we also did Dagger here, and they're both foam fighting organizations where you're fighting with foam, right? Where you can be as hard as football, but you have foam. Then we got into the SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronisms, which is a steel fighting. You're wearing full steel.
Chainmail and shit.
Well, you can wear chainmail. You can wear heavy leather. They'll even let you wear carpet. because it's only for protection.
Okay.
You have to wear a gorget, that covers your neck. You have to wear a steel helmet with a grill.
Wow.
You have to wear a clamshell gauntlet.
Because the weapons are more substantial.
Well,
than
the
foam.
weapons are rattan sticks, and you have a PVC board, or not PVC, plywood.
Right.
Plywood board, and that is more. That's like more combat.
Yeah, it's like this is more industrial.
Yeah, if you're hit, you're hit. It's not like I
Right.
take 2 more hits because of my armor.
Yeah.
And that was where, oh man, the fights in SCA were fucking insane.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
We got ready because they had a once a year SCA puts on an event called Penzig, which is 10,000 people attend. Right, it's a 2-week thing. Second week is War Week, right? So
What
10,000.
the fuck are y'all doing the first week?
That's just parties and whatever, basket weaving,
networking, whatever.
Yeah. But so 10,000. If they have to shut the gates at 10,000 people, because any more than that, and then you need a sheriff, you need like a mayor.
It becomes a city.
It becomes like a town, right? But in the middle of this, in this 2-mile campground in Pennsylvania, they set up a Renaissance festival. Like where there's merchants and a bazaar and everything. And then on the outskirts of that is where your units, your countries camp.
Right.
Now, these people camp, they go, the first week is also called land grab, because that's when you go and you secure your spot. This is our lot for our group. They have at the end of the road that goes into this place, there's a U-store facility, like a storage place, right? And a lot of these groups, they will pay dues, yearly dues. And that dues just keep their stuff in storage, because when they go to set up, they set up fucking palisade walls. I've seen full stone facades with like a fake, they had fake stained glass windows and stuff for this cathedral.
For the 2 weeks?
For the 2 weeks they set this up. There's this pirate group that they set up a pirate ship as their gate, and you have to walk up the gangplank to get into their camp.
Wow.
And so you're basically...
It's like Burning Man, but medieval time. Like,
for bigger nerds.
Right.
Yeah. But that, like, the battle's there. So they would tell us, now, SCA has tournaments that go on throughout the year. And as the tournament, you can become a knight. And then knights can fight, and the winner of the knights can become the king of the realm that you're in.
An actual hierarchical thing.
We actually you live in Aquilonia, which is the realm, the mid-Atlantic realm.
Who does?
You do.
Me?
We all do.
Don't talk about me like that.
Hey, look, I'll tell the king.
I'm speaking facts,
Hello,
brother.
King. So they would, but a lot of times knights would wear a feather on their helmet, and they would only take hits from other knights, it's cheating, right? But so the head of our group told us, he was like, hey, look, if you're fighting a knight, you give them at least 3 good hits to their helmet, and if they don't take it, you punch them in the fucking face.
What do you mean take it?
So
Accept it, like
if they don't go,
acknowledge it?
okay, you got me.
Got it.
Because like one hit, they should be dead.
Right.
But if they blow it off, you give them another one, and then if they blow that off, you give them one last hit, and if they don't take it, he was like, because the swords would have a basket hilt, like a wrought iron basket.
Right.
And then your face, you have a grill covering your face.
Yeah.
So he said after that, you just haul off and punch them in the face. And which is you're not supposed to do that, but if they're cheating. Now, you gotta remember, this is like in my 20s. This is like,
I like it.
This is in my 20s, and my charismatic father figure is telling me to hurt people. And I was like,
and it's your outlet.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, done. Which you're wearing like 90 pounds of armor in August.
Yeah, we were talking about that, how difficult and heavy. I mean, even in war now, you see, you can watch body cam footage or like, helmet, GoPro. They'll run 100 yards to get into a trench, and then they have to do war. It's like, I just ran, and I have all this gear on.
If all your shit fits you, it's just like being fat. It's not like there's more stuff like rattling around.
Which sucks, though.
It does suck.
Being fat sucks.
I tell you, when you're there, and you got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready, and you're there on the side thing, the sun is cooking you, and you're 90 pounds, and there's some guy on the side that's playing a bagpipe, like, and you're like, this is appropriate. And then you're like, all of this sucks until when they call lay on, and a cannon, boom, boom, right? And then it's teams, so 10,000 people attend, 4,000 people fight. So it's teams of 2,000 versus 2,000.
Whoa.
So when they go,
That is
boom,
a huge battle.
you feel under your feet, you feel the ground
Rumbling?
as 4,000 boots are.
There's 4,000 virgins
Yeah.
sprinting.
And everything sucks until you're right about here. And then once you get that first hit, clang,
The adrenaline?
Wah! And
Wow.
then you're in it. Man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
And every 5 minutes they'll call hold, and because someone's gotten hurt,
They check in.
and then they'll be like, and if it's a long hurt, they'll be like, pop your caps, and everybody, you take your helmet off and you wait, and then they have water bearers. Women that'll just come over and just give you water and orange slices or pickle slices.
That's sick.
So that you don't collapse. And then they'll get you back in. And so they do this one battle. This is all talk about how I got my scar. But there's this one battle called Hadrian's Wall, which is a historic reenactment of, not a reenactment, but there was this wall this guy Hadrian fought at, right?
Everyone knows about Hadrian.
Yeah, everybody knows. And what they do is they set up hay bales, and then there'd be a 10-foot break, and then more hay bales, 10-foot break, more hay bales, 10-foot break, so that you have a segmented, like supposed to be walls, and then a gate. And it's a res battle, which means when you die, you can just go all the way back, maybe about 100 yards.
Got it.
Touch your res point,
respawn
and you
right
come
there.
back in. Yeah.
Okay.
So so Romans would actually do field maneuvers. That's how they fucking won most of their battles against just like tribes of savages. Is because they would actually
old school actual Romans or the swinger LARPing?
Old school Romans.
Okay.
Which then the swinger Romans adopted.
Okay.
But so there was one.
They were doing positioning and shit.
Like we would run the Africanus maneuver, which is where if you're running as a wall. And then, like, running as a full wall of people, and then you call the maneuver, and then this flank comes over to circle around so you can mop.
So you guys are doing legitimate, like, war planning?
Yeah.
Wow,
meanwhile, other guys
sick.
are like, oh, I'm going to go this way.
Damn, so you guys are like, I mean, that's pretty sick. Yeah, I like that.
So we devised this one thing called the train wreck. Train wreck was where we would, at the edge of one of those 10-foot openings, right, we would stand 3 shoulders deep, like 3 guys wide, and then however many, if we had 30 guys, it'd be 10 guys back in that 3-person pod.
Right.
And so what would happen is when we charge in, the first line would hit the first line. The line behind you would then hit you, then hit you, then hit you. So you're pushing the mass of 30 guys into a spot that's only like 6 feet wide. And we would break through, and then we were told, then you immediately cut right and head down, and you attack the guys at the next opening. But now you're hitting their flank.
Right.
So we did that. We got in there, and we got we did
that shit.
We fucking ran up, and we fucking hit, boom, and then I fucking turned and just started booking down to the other line, and I got about from me to you when I hear hold, and everybody has to stop. And now I'm looking at like an army of like 50 people.
How? That's awkward too. It's like you just pause my game when I'm like right here.
And I'm like, fuck. So, and I had my
How
sword.
awkward too. Because it's not like a real pause in a game where you could just talk. You could just be like, you think you're going to fucking do something
I'm like,
here?
fuck. They're just going to fuck me up now.
Fuck.
So, but I stopped and I had my sword. To make a sword stabbing legal, right? All you had to do was put a piece of 1/4-inch foam on it and then a piece of leather over top of that.
Stabbing legal.
And then you could stab people, right? So I remember, like I said, there was a guy from me to you, and I'm like, okay, as soon as they call, lay on, I'm just going to stab this guy. And I'm like, where can I stab him? I was like, he's wearing a gorget. I'm just going to stab him in the throat.
Yeah, the gorget is the thing up top.
He had this leather gorget on. So they call, lay on. And I go, thwack, right in this guy's throat. And he goes, and they're like, hold. He hits the ground. And then they're like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, this is a stabbing legal sword. That was a legal target. They're like, well, they're just trying to find something that I did wrong.
Right.
They were like, well, you don't have a sticker on your helmet. And I was like, what?
They're just picking
They
things.
apparently had put stickers to let everyone know what side everyone was on. You had like a red dot or a blue
like you
dot.
snuck up on
and
them
I
or
was
something.
like, what? Okay. And they're like, fuck. So, but I got to stab that motherfucker in the throat. And that was
Did they disqualify you?
No. But I do remember like the very first battle we had. And remember we were drilled like, 3 hits and then you punch him in the face. 3 hits, punch him in the face. So the very first time I go running, and there were two guys that were staggered like 5 feet apart. And the first guy I just ran. Now, these guys, they're used to fighting tournaments. They don't really do field battles every month. Like
different ball game.
Like LARPing. Like in LARPing, like the foam fighting, you're always, you're shield on shield. You're trying to get someone on the ground. So
Yeah. It's physical.
That's not how they fight. They fight in tournament. They do attrition where, like, they'll sit back and and trade blows and stuff, right? So I went in with foam fighting mentality, and I fucking ran in, and the first guy, I just fucking shield bashed the fuck out of him, and he was like, and falls over. And the next guy, I just took 2 steps and just punched him right in the fucking face, and he just goes, good hit, and just fucking hits the ground. And I was like, I think I fucking came in my pants.
It does sound incredible.
It was a lot of fun. And then at night, you take a horse bath. And no, we actually had now LARPing, foam fighting. You take a horse bath where you're just like wet wiping yourself down, so you can just take a handful of mushrooms.
In LARPing, you shower with the other men like they used to.
Yeah, we take tongue baths. No, but they had primitive camping setups so that there was water. So we would set up pallets, and there would be like a shower area.
Right.
So you could take a shower, then you get on like your nice garb, and then you go down to the fucking parties. And they would have parties like called, there was one called Men Without Pants. Men Without Pants.
Doesn't leave a lot to the imagination.
But meanwhile, to walk down there, you're walking past all these elaborate fences and everything, and everybody's like out on the streets. You have to walk through a fucking a Renaissance festival.
And everyone's in character.
Well, I mean, there are some people. I kind of hated that where people are like, "Good evening, my lord. I am Baron Bon Baron," and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Tommy." So, but people would just come up to you and they'd be like, "Hey, man, drink this," and they just hand you a jug, and you're like, "Okay." And it's just moonshine or like Everclear.
Dude, we got to go to one of these.
I know. I'm listening to this and I'm like,
It sounds
you
like
don't
an
have
absolute
to, like,
blast.
participate. Like,
You can be a non-combatant. You don't have to fight.
I like that bagpipe guy, but I don't want to do bagpipes. Maybe like war drums. Can we do war drums and watch?
War drums would be cool.
That'd be cool.
But like you could even you'd be walking down and some guy would be like, "Hey man, smoke this." And you're like, "Okay."
Yes?
And you're like, "It tastes like soap." And he's like, "Yeah, it's opium." Motherfucker.
Perfect.
So by the time you get to the party, down where the parties are, there's several parties that have broken out in the line for the party.
Right.
Everybody's
Sick.
all fucked up. Men Without Pants, the rule is, as a man, you can't wear pants, leggings, shorts. You can wear a kilt, you can wear a tunic.
Okay.
Right? But as long as you're not wearing pants. I don't think you're not allowed to wear underwear either. Well, we didn't. Which, that's another thing. We formed, we would powder because, if you're wearing
You don't want to
powder.
chafe.
But we would use mentholated
Ooh.
to get a nice breeze. And then what it'd be like, we get a group of us together. You'd all get your hands all powdered. You go ahead and you do your balls up, and then you'd all high five voice, say, "Order of the White Hand." And you'd high five. So to get into the line, women could go right into the party. Guys, you had to walk a gauntlet. And it was women that would check if you were wearing pants. Like they would go, and it was like the grodiest fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bottom of the barrel is
Yeah.
No one's like, ooh, I can't wait. So you get down there and like the women put their hand up, the back, and they're like, "Permission to check the front, my lord." And you're like, "Okay." And then they, reach around. My buddy Jose said this one old woman was stroking his nuts like a wizard's beard.
Bro, the sensual pull down.
But this is back when we were doing ecstasy all the time. So we would go through the line and then sneak out and then go
back in line.
through. Yeah.
Get back in line.
And they're like, "Weren't you just here?" "I could have put pants on."
Just fucking clenching your jaw, fucking eyes like moons.
Oh man, I said there was one night we went to this one party, got drunk as fuck. On our way back, now we were camping. They call it the Getty, which is like short for Serengeti, but it's up by the parking lot. There's no trees. We were down in the bog where there's a tree
In the
area,
Getty,
right?
at the bog.
But it was a legit 2-mile hike to get back from where the parties were back up to where your tent was, and you could collapse and go to sleep, right? So we're leaving there, drunk as fuck, and I'm walking, and I'm like, God, I'm so fucking thirsty. And I see on the road in front of me, there is a bottle of water just sitting there, right? And it looks cold and crisp. Like you can see like
almost like a trap.
There's like a light like coming down on it,
yeah.
and like perspiration's coming down it, and I'm like, oh
Look
my,
perfect.
And I walked up to, and I'm like looking at him like, this has got to be a trap. There's no way that this is being offered to me. And so as soon as I fucking reach down for the bottle, it goes whoop, up into the air, and I look up, and some guy's sitting up on top of the wall with a flashlight and a fishing rod. He's like, I got another one.
Jesus, that's incredible.
That's so good. That's so good.
We have to go to one of these.
I'm about it.
I mean, obviously, we have to go to these. What's the worst job you ever had?
Worst. I mean, jobs all suck.
They
No,
do.
I like my current job. Worst job. Let's see. I was a ditch digger.
That's
was
gotta be up there, huh? I mean, what
I was just digging holes all day.
the fuck? Right? There's
Just
not
listen to
much to
music.
it.
We've got machinery for that.
It got me over. Like I used to be scared of bugs, but then I'd start. My boss would like take me out to some field, and he'd be like, "There's a leak in this water main. It's about 6 feet down. I need a 5-foot pit around it. And I'll be back later." And would just leave me in the middle of summer.
You became one with the bugs.
Yeah, I'm just digging, and I would get so bored that I'd start playing with beetles and make little cities for them.
Yeah. Down there having them LARP. Have you ever faked an orgasm, Tommy?
Yes, I have. I just wanted it to end.
Yeah, right. That's the reason.
I was like, I'm not gonna come. I need this to end.
I can't just be like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
Like, that would be crazier than faking the orgasm.
Yeah,
Just
and
going like, hey.
I don't even think I was wearing a condom. So,
So
of course
this is
she
what
knows.
we talked about. Yeah, when you have a condom on, much easier to fake an
Yeah,
orgasm.
yeah.
It's pretty difficult to fake an orgasm.
Oh, I feel the stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, wow, I feel it pumping. All right. If animals could talk, which animal do you think would be the most racist?
Oh God, German shepherds.
Nice.
Okay.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that tracks. What's the nerdiest thing that you own?
I built a robot. That
Wow.
I put an AI chatbot in.
Can you fuck it?
I'll tell you, man, that no one believes me. Listen, if you're watching and you consider yourself an amateur roboticist, the most common question you're going to get asked is if you fuck that robot.
So you may as well just make it
So,
fuckable.
yeah.
Just
So
make it fuckable.
Don't do a BD1 droid because no one wants to fuck that. Just make it hot.
Yeah, even if you're doing, no matter what you're doing, at least make it fuckable. So that way when people go, can you fuck it? You can go, yeah.
I mean,
It's a math robot, but yeah, you can fuck it.
I mean, I guess I could give it that functionality.
It's a pet dog robot, but I mean, sure, just in case you wanted to.
I'm helping this German kid build his robot on Facebook because like I wanted to build a robot.
How did you get into robot building? I mean, you've
I'm
always just been
autistic, and I
technical.
was just like,
I felt
no, I was
autism,
like-
didn't I tell you?
I have 3D printers. I can figure it out. And so I
love that, by the way.
I went online. I bought the separate things I thought I needed, and then went to a Facebook group where, have you ever seen at Disney? They have these duckling droids, they call them, right? Where they're these bipedal droids that are about this tall, and there's a person behind it with a Steam Deck that they
Wow.
say they monitor it, but they're piloting it.
Yeah.
But then NVIDIA, they brought one out at one of their shows that they just put AI in. And it just walks on its own. It can interact with you. But I joined one of their Facebook groups for these people that build them at home. And I was like, hey, I want to build something like that. How do you get the head to do that? And they were like, and I was like, I have this and this. They're like, no. Go to Mr. Bradley's Droid Builder on Facebook. And there's this guy that for $5 you join his Patreon.
Really?
And he has, you find the robot that you want. And there's 3D printable files and
That's sick.
Arduino. Like it has instructions and you just follow the instructions. The problem was once I got it all built and put the electronics on it, the programming didn't work. And I was like, fuck, I might have to reprogram this. Well, I don't know programming, but ChatGPT knows programming.
Doesn't
so
it?
I work with
Does it ever?
ChatGPT and I reprogrammed this
That's
robot.
sick.
So I got it working, and it worked for about 3 months and then it stopped working. And I was like, I bet I fried it. And then later I saw an ad on TikTok that there's these small little chips called AIPI, right? That you go online, you set up a personality for your AI.
To preload it.
It
in
loads
there.
onto this thing, and then you can just talk to it and have conversations. And I was like, I bet I could retrofit my robot so that it has this in it, and then I can talk to it while it's doing its animations.
Right.
And then once I started taking it apart to do it, I realized it was a ground wire 6 months ago that had come loose that I could have just put
Which
it
is
back
all
together.
it takes.
Yeah. So, but I got it to a point now where all the hard part of it is done. I just got to put it back together, and there's no motivation for me to do that. So it just sits. But this kid is building one, And he was like, hey, and I whenever I do something, whether it be comedy, LARPing, like building things, this robotics, I like to try to be the person that I wished was around when I started doing it.
I love that.
So this kid was like, hey, I
the opposite of a gatekeeper.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, look, you're going to run into this issue. Here's how I solved it. Here's all my files. I used this to get around this issue that when this guy built it. And so now he's from the original plans I used was from the UK, and I had to convert everything over to like American parts that I could find. And now he's in Germany. So now I got to be like, okay.
The whole new game.
Yeah, like I got to convert everything back.
Cross-referencing.
But he was like, will this USB 32 work? And I'm like, look at your pinout, bud. And I got to show him. Like, I'd find the pinouts for him.
So, but that's got to be the nerdiest thing you own. It's an actual robot.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
It's got to be.
Well, I also have a full Mandalorian suit that I built.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, you can get in it?
Yeah, I built it. I wanted to build a Mandalorian suit. I printed the helmet, took it on 98 Rock. Apparently, people from the Mandalorian Mercs Society heard me on 98 Rock and were like, hey, why don't you come to our armor party? And I was like,
dude, sick.
That was like, when is it? Like, it's a Saturday. I was like, where is it? And
You're like, can I wear pants? Is it a no men wear pants thing? Or?
I was like, oh, it's 17 minutes from my house. It's not that far from here. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be there. And the Mandalorian Merc Society is a nonprofit society that exists just to help you build a Mandalorian suit.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
They and they have armor parties where there'll be like 30 people working on building their
That's
suits.
badass. There's so many niches that people just have no idea about.
Yeah.
That'll exist their entire lives without them knowing.
You know, coming from LARPing, I found a lot of similarities in this group with like LARPing groups.
Yeah.
Except with LARPing, you had an outlet for your aggression. With this, it's just all internalized.
Yeah, you're just getting angrier.
Yeah. They were playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, and like it was all like different Chewbaccas and stuff. And, I'm like, and they didn't even say Fuck, Marry, Kill. It was bed, wet, or behead.
Yeah, it's like program, decommission,
Yeah.
or
But the worst part is they are all such good people that it made me feel like a piece of shit person.
Yeah.
Like they're all there. One of their things is they don't drink and they don't smoke weed while they're building their armor. And I'm like, well, how do you get into a flow? You're doing
Wait a
this
minute.
sober?
You guys are raw dogging this whole
And then
thing?
once you get everything in order, and then you submit to see if you get approved to become a member. Once you're a member, you then have to troop at least once a year. And by trooping, you're going to baseball games, you're going to children's hospitals. You know, you're giving back to the community as a Mandalorian. And I was like, ew.
Ew.
What if I get what that kid has?
What if I don't like the community? Have you ever been injured by an animal?
I mean, I've had stitches because I got bit on the lip.
Dog?
Dog, yeah. All dog bites.
Okay.
Just
The regular stuff.
Just regular stuff.
If you could choose one hard drug to do for 2 weeks straight, what would it be?
From any era?
Yeah, just any hard drug ever.
I always say that I would never do a drug that I would suck a dick for. But ecstasy, man. I didn't suck a dick, but one was dragged across my lips. So, yeah, give me old school ecstasy.
Oh yeah.
Give me some
Okay.
Mitsubishis or
Fair.
stop signs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, stop signs,
Some
because I was
pink
able to get an
dolphins,
erection on a stop
some
sign.
triple stack Teslas or
Oh,
something.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
brother.
I remember Yellow X-Men. And
Yellow X-Men were big. The pink dolphins were pink hearts. Blue, yeah, good ecstasy. I like that. When's the last time you threw up?
Oh wait, it wasn't that long ago. Because I do it regularly because of diabetes.
I do it regularly.
Okay, no, I don't think I threw up then. So I think the last time that I remember throwing up, we did our first live Bussi show with the full band, right? And I had booked the show, got everything in order. I'd finished everybody's props. I got to the show. We did sound check, had everything set up. The only thing I forgot to do that day was
puke.
eat. No, it was eat. So in the middle of our set that I paid people to do a 3-camera shoot of. We were going to make it turn into another special. I start feeling like we do a song and it just felt like someone hit the brakes on me, like, and I was like, Oh, fuck. So then I do another song, and now I have to, like, sit down in between songs.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, what the fuck? And then in the middle, we had just finished the song, and I was like, I'll be back. I got to throw up. And I got off the stage, ran to the back where the bathroom was, had my hand on the door, went, raw,
Started
like, puke
early.
started coming out. Threw up 3 times. Now, my mom, who's hypoglycemic, next thing I know, my mom's in the bathroom, and she's like, drink this orange juice. I was like, I don't want orange juice. She's like, drink. As soon as I drank it, it was like Popeye eating spinach.
Really?
Like, everything came back. I came back out to finish out the show, which thank God, because Eric was trying to fill time and started
poor
doing.
Thing.
He has
Just
his own
trying
songs.
to vamp out there.
Eric has his own Eric Woodworth original songs that he could have played. But instead decided to do stand-up, started doing his new Martin Luther King bit. So I come out and we're like, yeah, but what was his dream really? Like, Eric, shut the fuck
What
up.
dream? What are we talking?
I come out, they say I was white as a ghost, my lips were blue. Anytime you touched me, I felt like a corpse.
Still have puke hanging a
No,
little.
I did at one point in the song, I point at some woman and I just see puke all down my arm.
So not that far along.
No.
Would you get Neuralink to become an actual bionic soldier? Like Neuralink, the brain chip?
Now, look, I don't want to be
get
first gen.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not anti.
I'm definitely not anti.
Same.
Yeah,
I honestly am. I might be first gen.
I'm not doing
I
first
might
gen.
be one of them Well, they already got them in the handicapped people that they got them playing video games with their mind. You know that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of first gen already.
Yeah.
So when second gen comes around, so you're not against it.
Not against it. I would do it.
Who's your favorite comedian? I know it's a really difficult question.
Tough question because I hate them all. No,
I never met a good one yet.
Mo Nor. I do love Mo.
Dude, how can you not?
Mo would just come over to my house sometimes.
I
You know,
love Mo so much.
Mo.
We just he was our last episode we released. I love Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll have him on if we have nothing to talk about because I want to hang out with Mo.
I love
I'm
Mo.
just like, he's just.
Mo be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, I have a show out in Frederick. He'd be like, can I come? And I'm like, all right, I'll see you at 8.
Hell yeah, Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, what a sweetheart.
Love Mo. Who was used to love Robin Williams. Still do.
Oh,
Still love
man.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was
Well,
a
and he
joke.
killed himself. So
Yeah,
I got more respect in my book. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm pro-suicide, but to take the power, because he had some degenerative disease.
Yeah, he had that thing that I
The
think
specific type of Alzheimer's.
like Bruce Willis has.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he was going to start losing himself. So
Yeah.
he went out on his terms.
Right. Which again, I'm not saying do that, but
Yeah,
like
nah,
at least someone who was like, great answer.
I wish, I want to find out one day, like that when they found his body, they had to pull his pants up. Right, like he was autoeroticing out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
That's what you want to know
Went
every
out like
time.
David Carradine and the NXS guy.
Yeah, anyone who hangs himself, they're just like, or anyone who does die from the autoerotic, they're just like, yeah.
He was in that movie Father of the Year. Have you ever seen that? He did this movie Father of the Year where he comes home and finds that his son is dead from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Wow.
So he pulls his pants up and then writes this heartfelt suicide note.
Which is a real thing that people do in
Yeah.
families all the time because they for some reason they're like, we can't let them know this part. It's like, I mean, it's already pretty end game stuff. What's the gayest thing you've ever done?
I've made out with Justin Schlegel on stage.
You know, it's funny. We had Justin Schlegel on here, and I asked him, which I ask almost everyone he comes in, what's the gayest thing you've ever done? And he goes, ask Tommy. Ask Tommy Sinbazo. So he told me to ask you what the gayest thing he's ever done was. Now it's starting to make a little sense.
Justin has no problem with like I've seen Justin's dick more than I've seen my own. But
he's extremely comfortable.
Yeah. But we did a show. One of our murder mysteries. It was a Newly Dead game, the first Newly Dead game that we would do at like Valentine's Day, and Rob has figured out that the hook for a good murder mystery is that your first act has to be crowd interactive, something that your girlfriend's going to want to take you to. Right? And we would do. It was a straight up newlywed game where there was 3 real couples and then one couple was a plant. Right, which would be one of us. And we used to do where Justin and I were the couple, right, where we were a gay couple. And one of the shows...
Committing to the bit.
One of the shows we're on stage, And they say something like, and how have you known him? And like he says how we met, and he looks at me and then starts to move in, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker.
And you already know you're
So
like, I can't bail.
I gotta fucking make out with him now. I need the $100 from this murder mystery.
They're paying me $80 tax free tonight.
They gave me free chicken fingers.
That's incredible.
So
Justin's
just made out with
hilarious.
Justin.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I saw you guys on Stavi's World at one point do like the hand holding
Oh
bit.
yeah. We'll do like if we're like when we do our we now do an annual ski trip or snowboarding trip.
Ooh.
And
We'll get the invite this year. Don't worry.
we'll do. You guys board? You guys?
I'll ski.
Oh, I didn't know you were a dirty fucking two-planker.
You didn't? You can't tell?
But when there was times where we'll do what we call it white wine and shrimp, and that's where it's mushroom tea and DMT vapes.
Bro.
And but there's definitely
Are you
times.
like my favorite person ever or what?
We'll definitely, we were like, if Justin's near me and hits the DMT, and it takes a minute, and then as soon as it kicks, he'll just grab and hold me, and I'm like, it's all right, buddy.
Just stay here, buddy.
I got you.
It's gonna be okay. The murder mystery thing, we have to go to that.
Yeah, 100%.
So do you do that? Is that a monthly thing? Because I've heard so much about this, and I've heard from. It's been a few years since like someone I actually knew went, but I when they did tell me about it, they were like blown away by how entertaining, engaging, and funny it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then Schlegel, when we had him on recently, he was telling me about it again. It's like, yeah. So can you just plug that real quick? Because the viewer, the 7 people watching, and then for me and Mike, I want to go. So
Okay.
how often do you do that?
So
What
we
is
do
that?
them
'Cause
around
it sounds, real quick. Wait,
Yeah,
I'm about to.
No, you're fine.
It sounds like something that maybe not would. For me, even let me just speak. It doesn't sound like something interesting to me, but because I know the people involved and I have heard the people like give it its praise, I know it's going to be so good.
It's all a Justin Schlegel vehicle.
Right.
Everything is just so that Justin. There's so little script involved.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
Justin does what he does best, which is just riff. And he'll just.
I told him when we had him as a guest, I could have asked one question and then just like,
Yep.
which I love. That's
Oh,
great. Yeah. It's
But
incredible.
so it we do them around like the major holidays.
Okay, so it's not monthly.
No.
Okay,
It used to be
we gotta book this.
before Rob got in with David Keckner and started touring with Keckner. We'd have a lot more often. But around like Valentine's Day, we have one coming up in June or April in Chestertown. I don't know.
So the venue, where you have them changes.
So usually the holiday ones will usually hit Bright Box Theater in Winchester, Virginia, the DC Improv. Oh, sorry, Ozempic.
Don't be.
And then we will hit what's that other one? Magoobies.
Oh yeah.
And then every now and then we'll hit some weird offshoot in like right on the other side of the bridge, or if we can find a place and we get them booked. If they'll pay us.
Yeah,
then
I mean
we'll
that's
go.
sick. So it's a murder mystery comedy.
So, a comedy murder mystery.
Comedy murder mystery. It's just so many different things.
Yeah.
That sounds almost like either overwhelming or confusing, or maybe you're not into some of those things. It's
usually the first act has a hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where sometimes we've done one where it was a karaoke contest, so the first act had people doing karaoke.
Right.
Rob wrote a trivia one. Where there's an
and so
actual.
the people who come are involved in the show.
Oh yeah. They give people audience roles.
Yeah.
Which then we get to make fun of them for how good or how bad they are at reading.
Sure.
We had one when we were first starting, when we would do the Funny Bone in the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, and this woman was reading the script, and the script had ellipses. The 3 dots, which basically means a pregnant pause, right? And the woman was like, "Well, I don't know. ... And so then we all started just pronouncing all of our quotation, like our
punctuations.
all of our punctuation. Where have you been? ? But we've even had one. We had a Christmas one once, and where were we? DC. It was DC Improv. Where ahead of time we have people ask, "Hey, do you want to sit on Santa's lap in the middle of the show?" And they're like, yeah. And then
course.
Eric Woodworth comes out as Santa, but every time he comes out, he's drunker and drunker, wearing less and less clothes. So by the time you get to sit on his lap, it's just a guy in a hat in his underwear, a big fat guy. Well, Eric's lost a lot of weight, but this back when he was
he's
like
doing great. Yeah, Eric's doing great, by the way.
pounds.
That's incredible.
But Rob was like, "Does anyone here want to sit on Santa's lap?" And this kid that was drugged out of his fucking mind just like starts walking up through the crowd. I do.
Zombied out.
And we're like, okay.
Actually, you're not allowed.
We're like, okay. And we let him up on stage. We also had one where, so Eric, like I said, Eric Woodworth has his own catalog of songs aside from Bussi. Because I even do a new
that
joke.
are also comedic.
Yeah. But it's stuff where I'm like, that's not Bussi's vibe.
Okay.
Like where, what was it? Like the other day, now I have a bit about it where we were practicing for this polar bear show. And Eric was like, I was like, Eric, there's definitely songs I have to tell Eric we're not doing. Like, Eric, we are not doing the song Burn in Hell Eternally about your dead brother that just died, okay? Now, please, get your head in the game. We got to get dick pills finished. But so we do the one, we asked we're out in Brightbox, right? And Eric has a bunch of coworkers that come to this show, right? Bunch of his coworkers, this is the last time any of his coworkers have come to this show. Place is packed with Eric's coworkers, people that he works with, right? And he's as Santa, and he sang a song at the beginning, right? I forget what song it was, but Eric sang a song. Some woman comes up on stage when they're like, does anyone want to sit on Santa's lap? And he's like, what do you want for Christmas? And she's like, I want to hear you sing another song. And he was like, well then, okay. And he grabs his guitar. Now, this is right around time that we just did 2 weeks overseas. Anytime Eric would get a chance to get his hands on a guitar, he was playing Judy, which is this love song about a blow-up doll, right? Okay. So we're all in the wings, and Eric's about to play, and we're like, about to hear Judy. Here we go. And Eric plays this song that it's called His Brother's Abortion. And it even has it has a vacuum solo in the middle of it. At a Christmas show in front of all of his fucking coworkers. That's fucking bombs.
Perfect.
We never quite
By the way,
recovered.
perfect,
yeah.
right? That's the best scenario sometimes.
Eric will be like, sometimes I like to take the energy of the show down so I can build it back up. I'm like, no one does that, Eric. You could just say you ate a dick.
It's intentional. We're trying to play on the energy. That's incredible. We're excited to go to one. We want to do that. Would you refer to yourself as a musician?
No.
Okay.
No. I do. I would say vocalist, but that's because I've done voiceovers for some
you do
commercials.
Good sound effects too. I mean, even just in this podcast, you did 2 different little sound effects.
That all came from being in Gate and just trying to find who I was as a person and seeing Michael Winslow. And then also I had a very high voice naturally, and like the bullies would make fun of me.
Because you don't now.
No.
I mean, I obviously can get the register.
No.
I heard
Hell
it register.
no. Listen to this. Listen how big my dick is.
So, but I've done voiceover stuff for some independent filmmakers. There was one of the movies I did voiceovers on was on Shudder. And yeah, and I got to read the comments. Don't ever do that.
Don't
hated that movie.
Don't read the comments. What's something you're looking forward to? Could be anything at all. Could be something as simple as this fucking thing ending.
No, I want the album being done.
Oh yeah. When do you know when it releases? So we can look now. Okay, but check it out. Bussi's new album. We have a name for it?
What do we call? I think it's just going to be Bussi Plugged.
That's the working title.
It's the first
Bussi
one
Plugged.
but we already have album art. We paid JD. What's JD's last name? John DeCampos.
Perfect. John DeCampos. Shout out, John.
He's a graphic artist. He's makes board games and stuff. He actually won the Baltimore Suns. Like he was best graphic artist.
Sick.
Like and we got him to do. I knew it was going to be pricey too. but,
worth it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we did our album art and everything,
That's awesome.
so it looks all fucking.
And you're still doing stand-up comedy? Like, can people come out and see you do stand-up now?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm doing. Do I have stand-up shows?
We're like 3 weeks ahead, but. So yeah, this won't come out in a few weeks, but go check. I mean, follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, you follow me on Instagram.
Tommy
Facebook.
Sinbazo, Sinbazo. We'll put all that in the description here. Obviously, check out Bussi.
You go to hotbussi.com. That has links to everything.
Hotbussi.com,
which stands for home of the Bionic Universal Super Soldiers.
Which also is part of the acronym.
Yeah.
So when I stumbled across it, it's hotbussi.com.
Yeah.
Actually, it's their real website.
It was actually available.
So it's their actual website.
I want to buy it spelt the other way, and it's just a picture of Eric and I gaping our asses. And you have to click on the asshole, and it'll redirect you.
Back to the first one. Hey, thanks for coming, man. We appreciate you. Let me ask you one last question. If hypothetically you were being attacked by an unlimited number of 10-year-olds.
Okay.
And they were wearing motorcycle helmets. You're armed with only a baseball bat. How many of the 10-year-olds do you think that you get through before they end up overtaking you?
I'd say maybe 50.
50.
I'd probably do 50.
That's fair.
Because baseball bat, I'd revert back to my muscle memory for LARPing. I'd
You
use
remember
one
how
as
you
a
got that
shield.
sorceress bitch up under the rib cage. All right, thanks, brother.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Mike, got any questions for Tommy?
I do. They're not for this though. So real quick, D&D campaigns. I see random people like talking about 40-year campaigns. Is that lame?
No,
That's
I
not
mean
lame.
they're definitely our longest campaign was we did a season of Starfinder, which was a it's like D&D but it's set in space, and
That's
it
sick.
lasted for a year and a half.
I like the idea of the long one.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, you can die. Your character can
Oh,
die.
that's a
what's
bummer.
cool about the thing. So, like, if you go 40 years, it's like your characters can't die to me. So it kind of brings the. That's why I think it might be lame. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, now a lot of the criticisms people get for like role playing game systems is that at higher levels it just starts to break down.
Fair.
Like you're doing way too much damage and there's nothing really interesting about it. Yeah.
You got too good, yeah.
Second question. What's the movie that you voiced over on Shudder?
It's called WNUF Holiday Special.
Okay.
Where I do a couple commercials, and then in WNUF2 I do commercial voiceovers in that as well.
Hell yeah. And if you need to book him, hit him up. You know what time it is.
Last question. Did you see them live? That's Baby Metal on his
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
I just showed him like recently. That was
Oh,
those.
yes.
Yeah.
That's Baby
That's
Metal,
that's one of the things I don't understand about like the people that critique Bad Bunny for not singing in English.
Right.
It's like then you would never enjoy Baby Metal.
Yeah.
Like there are so many other cool bands.
Ramstein.
We saw Baby Metal at I've seen them every time they've come through the area for the past.
Oh shit! Really? They're that
Wow.
fun?
Yeah.
He
we've
just
been-
showed me this like 2
I
weeks
know.
ago.
It's so random, kind of.
But we went to Pier 6
Okay.
and saw them. Their opening band was Bloodywood, which is this Indian metal band.
Okay.
And it was I asked 98 Rock for tickets. I was like, can you get us tickets? And they just got a new station manager, and that guy has seen Bussi live and fucking loves Bussi.
Fuck yeah.
So he actually, the middle band, Black Veil Dahlias, that guy used to do stuff for him. And so he called them to try to get us tickets. He went out of his way to get us tickets.
No shit.
Not
That's
only did
awesome.
we get tickets, we got friends and family passes from Baby Metal, but then we also got passes from Black Veil Dahlia.
Damn.
So we got 4 tickets and then got to set with like Black Veil Dahlia's friends and family.
That's badass.
That we were literally maybe 60 feet from the stage center. Couldn't have asked for better tickets.
That's awesome.
It's about who you know.
Yeah.
You're tight in with 98 Rock. You
Yeah.
know, I know you guys have a good relationship with them. That's sick.
We're gonna try to catch what's it being called? A Monoclock. So Amon Amarth and Death Clock are
Okay.
playing at the MGM in
I've
like
heard of both of them
April.
separately. So
Yeah.
what is this? They're
And
doing
Amon Amarth is a Viking metal band.
right.
They sing all about Viking shit.
Damn.
And like
That's
the
probably
lead singer
sick.
comes out, he's like, "Hello, Baltimore,"
Oh, that sounds fun.
and he's just this huge fucking dude. And then Death Clock. Have you ever seen the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Where the premise is, imagine if a heavy metal band is as big as the Beatles,
Okay.
where at the height of the Beatles.
That'd be sick.
And that's the premise of the show. And the lead singer, the guy who created Brendan Small, he does all the voices, and they play the music videos in cartoon behind them. They're blacked out, but then he'll do like the lead singer Nathan's like,
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Nathan Explosion.
and then when the lights come back up at the end of the show, he introduces that. It's like, hey, it's been 2 girls playing guitars and, and this guy, the Atomic Drum Machine on drums.
Fuck
Hey,
yeah.
thanks for coming, brother. You're
Hell
the
yeah,
man.
this
That
was
was fun. Let me
That
piss real quick.
Oh,
and
if you're
then I'll
writing
say
down
bye.
band names,
Yeah.
write down Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol.
If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself.
Damn.